Women's head soccer coach Tim Tracy has devoted most of his life to soccer and coaching. Since the age of 5, he has been coaching since 1980s at high school and college.
For me, when you're a coach, and if you're an effective coach, that is somewhat your life. You're kind of available 24/7.
He came from a very athletic family. He has a bachelor's degree from Cal Poly Pomona and his master's in education. Tracy started both men's and women's program at Citrus in 1996, building up and guiding the Fighting Owls since ever.
We were not very good. We didn't have a lot of athletes. We had a lot of girls, but not a lot of athletes or soccer players. So our first several years was difficult at best. But we kept at it, and we are here now.
Tim constructs an environment that encourages and motivates athletes, pushing them to their limits. He demands very much out of them, physically, mentally, emotionally, athletically, and academically.
I expect them to be a well-rounded, good person and individual, contributor to society, but also a committed person to our program, committed to their family, committed to their studies. So our demands are pretty high.
He gives a lot of constructive criticism, which I think is the best for any player. I feel great and honored to have a coach like Coach Tim.
The Lady Owls describe him as father figure. He makes them more loved and inspired from building relationships that gains trust, letting him to communicate effectively and honestly.
He's confident that no matter who he puts on the field, they're going to get the job done. And there's not a lot of coaches that are confident in all of their players the way he is.
Every year, the Owls are coming off their best season. In 2012, the program saw them win 15 games, qualifying for the postseason for the first time in their history. In 2006, Tracy was rewarded by one of the biggest conferences in Southern California as Western State Conference Coach of the Year.
Our objective is simple: to go out every season and to win a championship and to get deep into playoffs. Sometimes we falter and we fall a little short, but we're there. We're always one of the top 3 teams in the conference, at least in the last 5 years.
He constantly evolving and progressing as an individual based on the people that come underneath the umbrella of his program.
I never feel at any given day that I go to work. I feel like my life is part of the existence of being here.
An accomplished player himself in his more than 15-year career, Tracy has turned the Lady Owls into a well-respected program across Southern California. With the presence of one of the greatest individuals in the history of Citrus athlete, who was named father/leader amongst his leaders, the soccer program will keep succeeding on and off the field. This is Zhansaya Saparkhanova reporting from Athletic Department, Citrus College.
Until 2 years ago, the Citrus College women's swim team was on a 3-year hiatus due to budget cuts. With a fresh start, Andrew Silva was hired as a head coach, and since then, the team has been in a competitive race in the Western State Conference.
To date, this past season, the 3rd season that I've been here coaching was arguably the most successful season that the program has had since I've been here in a number of years.
The Western State Conference is noted as one of the toughest conferences in Southern California, but with Coach Silva's guidance and extensive coaching history, he led the Lady Owls to a 5th-place finish, which the coaching staff considers to be a huge accomplishment.
And we had a swimmer that qualified for 3 individual events, went on and swam at state, finished 11th in the 100 butterfly, finished 16th in the 100 freestyle, and both of those were very, very impressive swims.
In order to compete with some of the best, the team takes their training seriously, even months before competition. The girls train hard twice a day, hitting the weights in the morning before class and jumping in the pool in the late afternoon.
Because swimming's unique in a way that it's all about preparation. If your more successful programs and your most successful swimmers are going to swim their fastest and swim their best races of the year at the very end of the year, well, it's all the preparation work that starts before that that allows them to be successful.
Like this year, we have a really strong group of swimmers coming in, and we had way more people than last year, and which I think is just a positive thing. We were like 30 girls. So for us to be able to work as hard as we want to, we need to have open communication.
Their team chemistry has also made a positive impact in their success, and although considered to be an individual sport, the Lady Owls come together and motivate each other in the pool and in the classroom.
We're best friends, so we've been through so much together just within practices, and then I think with competitions it's been really interesting seeing how much we support each other, and it's not just on a swim level, it's like, you know, we support each other on multiple levels, I think.
Not only do they excel in the pool, but 16 girls on the 2015 roster have been admitted to the school's Scholar Baller program, which requires the student athletes to maintain a 3.0 GPA.
The big thing that we stress as a coaching staff and as a program is, regardless if that opportunity presents itself, regardless if they think they can go swim at a four-year school after their time at Citrus is done, we're making sure that academically they do everything possibly right to put themselves in a position to transfer.
With a program dedicated to both athletics and academics, there's no doubt that these girls will be successful. Since the Citrus College swim team has sprung off the block in full force, they have no plans on looking back and will continue to make waves both in and out of the pool. From the athletic department here at Citrus College, this is Vanessa Mojica. The Citrus College Business Association hosted their second business seminar on Wednesday, April 22nd at the Ross L. Handy Campus Center. The seminar included speakers from the business program, EOP&S, Kohl's Department Stores, Kaiser Permanente, and Boeing.
Is simply to provide exposure and information to students who are interested or curious about business. So there's no concrete objectives that we have to accomplish from the seminar. I've invited people I know in the business world who are kind enough to donate their time, and they're going to share their experience and expertise, and I hope the students find it interesting and informative. And all I want is for students to walk away with more information than when they came in with.
So that was really our goal, putting this together with myself and Rob Smolin, the EOPS department and the business department. The collaboration is to really provide a platform for students to have an ability to listen to speakers from various sectors and to be able to ask questions in an intimate setting.
The panel discussed career opportunities, internships, what employees look for in new college graduates, as well as do's and don'ts during the first year on the job.
It was good to get out on campus and invite people to come to our event. It really paid off. We had a full house. It was packed.
Cameron encourages students to be proactive, join various clubs on campus, take advantage of networking, get involved, and contribute to the community.
Because these students that become leaders within the clubs, they stand out, and the firms recognize those students who take on leadership positions.
The seminar was focused on the question, what can I do with a business major, and offered an opportunity for students with a variety of interests within the business field to come together and allow the students to ask questions.
I enjoyed it very much, you know, especially the question about moving up in the organization. Like I learned a lot from the questions that I got from people, you know. I always found myself, when people would ask me questions, what should I do? I always found myself asking them, what do you want to do?
This year's business seminar was an eye-opener to the business major students. After 2 successful seminars, the Business Association expects to continue the event annually and motivates the students to become leaders of tomorrow's business world. Reporting from Handy Campus Center, Citrus College, Zhansaya Saparkhanova. The head of performance at Theater Arts Department, Sherry Brown, is well known for her natural talent of teaching, acting, and directing. She invested a lot of efforts to develop the program.
When I first got here, the program was really small, and it was more of kind of a mom and pop type of thing. So I took it and I started to expand it and build it and add classes that weren't here and listened to my students.
She grew up in a very supportive, artistic, and teacher's family. She has a bachelor's degree in theater arts from Kelsey University, Fullerton, and her master's in the fine arts from UC Irvine.
And so even though I'm teaching here full-time, I'm still training, I still go to class myself, I still audition when I can. So it's just kind of a nice marriage between the two things.
She always proud of her students and gives them support. She tells about the expectations from her students.
To take the material, put it into their bodies, test things out, and play it on the stage. Now that seems really simple, but it's not.
She listens to her students and tries to bring them what they need. In fact, she wrote improvisation class, watching her students perform an improv club.
Her philosophy is in the moment, here and now, and I really respect that about her.
She's very involved with festivals. Her 3 shows have been invited to Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival. They have done a variety of invitational scenes. She has a lot of students to compete successfully in Iron Ryan acting competition.
Well, I think it's a combination of building a strong program, having good curriculum, having a wonderful student body. I've always said the nicest people in the world are here at this school. The students are so nice.
She's really fun to work with. Just inside and outside of the theater, she's a really good person.
I don't grade talent. You know, I don't sit there and say, well, you're more talented than that person, so you're going to get an A and you're not. You know, that doesn't work.
There was never anything else that she ever wanted to do. In her 16-year career, she dedicated herself into teaching, acting, and directing. And one of her goals is to build and maintain the theater to the biggest success. She inspires and mentors her students and hopes that they will take away life lessons with them. As long as one of the best professionals of her field, Sherry Brown, will be at Citrus College, the theater department will keep growing and stay strong. I'm Zhansaya Saparkhanova, reporting from Performing Arts, Citrus College.